In a world drowning in chaos, endless noise, and relentless challenges, how do some people remain unbreakable, untouched by the storms that uproot others? They don't possess superhuman strength or endless luck. Instead, they embody something far rarer and more profound, an unshakable inner fortress built by choice, understanding, and discipline. This video takes you deep into the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, revealing the 7 secrets practiced by legendary minds like Marcus Aurelius and Epictetus that allowed them, and can allow you, to master your emotions, reclaim your energy, and stand firm regardless of the chaos around you. You'll discover how to pinpoint the crucial divide between what's in your control and what's not, because energy wasted on the uncontrollable is a slow surrender of your peace. Learn to create a powerful pause between what's thrown at you and how you respond, turning emotional reactions into deliberate, thoughtful actions. See why calmness isn't weakness, but a priceless treasure that protects your mind from unnecessary battles. You'll gain insight into why the way others treat you is more a mirror of their own nature than a reflection of your worth, guiding you to choose your fights with wisdom, not pride or impulse. Most importantly, you'll grasp how preparing your mind daily, like a warrior sharpening their sword, transforms obstacles into stepping stones toward resilience. By the end of this journey, you won't seek to control the unpredictable world outside, because true freedom lies in refusing to be controlled by it. This is not just philosophy. It is a call to cultivate a steadfast spirit, a centered mind, and a life that nothing can shatter. Stick around, because these 7 secrets could change how you face every storm forever. On 7 secrets Stoics use to stay unbreakable and untouched. 1. Master the art of distinguishing control. 2. Harness the power of the pause. 3. Cultivate emotional sovereignty. 4. Guard your inner calm like gold. 5. Practice the strength of silent reflection. 6. Choose your battles with wisdom. 7. Fortify your mind every single day. If this is making sense to you so far, like the video and share it with someone who needs to hear this. You've glimpsed the path to an unshakable inner fortress, understood the profound promise of Stoicism. Now, let's dig deeper. The journey isn't merely about knowing these secrets. It's about living them, transforming ancient wisdom into a modern shield against the world's relentless currents. We're going to peel back the layers on each of these 7 principles, revealing not just what they are, but how you can weave them into the fabric of your daily existence, turning theory into lived, unwavering strength. Section 1. Master the art of distinguishing control. The very first secret, the foundational pillar of Stoic philosophy, is deceptively simple yet profoundly powerful. The rigorous discipline of distinguishing between what is within your control and what is not. Epictetus, the former slave who became one of Stoicism's most revered teachers, laid this out plainly. Some things are in our control, and others are not. What he didn't elaborate on enough for our modern chaotic world is the relentless practice required to truly embed this truth into your bones, to make it an automatic filter for every experience. Think about it. How much of your daily mental and emotional energy is spent wrestling with things utterly outside your sphere of influence? The traffic that makes you late, the political headlines that ignite your fury, the unpredictable behavior of a colleague, the weather, the economy, the past, the future. These are external events, indifferent to your desires, unmoved by your anxiety. Yet, we pour ourselves into them, allowing them to dictate our mood, drain our spirit, and dictate our reactions. Consider the simple act of checking your phone. An email pops up containing criticism from a boss. Your immediate reaction might be a surge of defensiveness, anger, or despair. But what is truly in your control here? Not the fact that the email was sent, nor its content, nor your boss's opinion. What is in your control is your interpretation of it, your decision on how to respond, the effort you put into improving your work, and your inner state. When you truly grasp this, the external event loses its power to force a reaction from you. It becomes data, not a direct assault on your peace. This isn't about indifference or apathy. It's about strategic allocation of your most precious resources, your attention, your energy, your emotional equilibrium. Why waste a single drop of these on something you cannot change? Instead, redirect that vital energy towards what is within your control. Your judgments, your impulses, your desires, your aversions, and, critically, your actions, and adjust your internal landscape. If the answer is yes, then your task is to act virtuously and effectively within that sphere. This daily practice of discernment, like a mental muscle, grows stronger with every conscious application, slowly but surely liberating you from the exhausting tyranny of the uncontrollable. It's the first step in building that inner fortress, deciding which battles are even worth fighting, and more importantly, which ones are not yours to fight at all. When you master this, you reclaim vast reserves of peace that were previously squandered, slowly surrendering your precious peace to the whims of the external world. Harness the power of the pause. Following closely on the heels of discerning control is the second secret, the cultivation of the power of the pause. This isn't merely about stopping. It's about creating a sacred, often infinitesimal space between a stimulus and your response. In that pause, you shift from being a reactive creature of instinct to a deliberate architect of your inner life. Our modern lives are a relentless barrage of stimuli, notifications pinging, deadlines looming, opinions clashing, news cycles churning. Our brains, honed by evolution for immediate threat response, are often stuck in a perpetual fight or flight mode, pushing us towards impulsive reactions. Someone cuts you off in traffic. A social media comment provokes you. A difficult conversation takes an unexpected turn. The gut reaction is immediate: anger, defensiveness, anxiety. And usually, we let that gut reaction dictate our words and actions, often leading to regret, escalation, or a further erosion of our peace. The Stoics understood that true freedom lies not in what happens to you, but in how you respond. And the how begins with that pause. Viktor Frankl, the Holocaust survivor and psychiatrist, articulated this beautifully, though not as a Stoic himself. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom. This space, this pause, is where Stoic practice truly comes alive. How do you cultivate this power? It starts with awareness. You must first recognize when you're being triggered. When that familiar surge of emotion threatens to overwhelm your reason. It's a feeling in your chest, a tightening in your jaw, a sudden flush of heat. That moment of recognition is your cue to implement the pause. Practical techniques are manifold. A deep, conscious breath that grounds you. Counting slowly to 3 or 10. Taking a mental step back to observe your own emotions as if from a distance. Or even physically removing yourself from the immediate situation for a moment if possible. During this pause, you're not suppressing the emotion, but rather acknowledging it and then asking, what is the wise response here? What aligns with my values? What is truly beneficial for me and for the situation? Imagine a frustrating email lands in your inbox. Your first impulse might be to fire back an equally terse or angry reply. But what if you paused? What if you read it, then took a deep breath, walked away for 5 minutes, or even slept on it? In that pause, the initial heat of anger often dissipates. You gain clarity. You can then choose a response that is measured, constructive, and preserves your own integrity and peace, rather than adding fuel to a potential fire. You transform a potential emotional reaction into a deliberate, thoughtful action. This small, seemingly insignificant act of pausing becomes a gateway to greater self-mastery, transforming you from a slave to your impulses into the sovereign ruler of your own mind. It is a critical juncture where emotional reactions are transformed into deliberate, thoughtful actions, allowing you to reclaim your emotional energy and stand firm amidst the chaos. Cultivate emotional sovereignty. Building upon the power of the pause, the third secret is to cultivate what I call emotional sovereignty, the understanding that you are not your emotions, and you are not obligated to be ruled by them. This is often one of the most misunderstood aspects of Stoicism, commonly mistaken for emotional suppression or indifference. On the contrary, Stoicism teaches us to acknowledge, understand, and then choose how we relate to our emotions, rather than letting them hijack our lives. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience. Joy, sadness, anger, fear, surprise. They are all signals, pieces of data. The Stoics recognized this. They weren't advocating for a world without feeling, but rather a world where feelings serve us, rather than enslaving us. True emotional sovereignty means recognizing an emotion when it arises, understanding its root, and then consciously deciding whether to act on it, observe it, or let it pass. It's about having power over your emotions, not power through them. Consider anxiety, a pervasive modern affliction. It might manifest as a tightening in your chest, racing thoughts about a future event. A person without emotional sovereignty might immediately identify with that anxiety, believing, I am anxious, and allow it to paralyze them, or worse, drive them to desperate, unhelpful actions. A Stoic, however, would acknowledge the feeling, I am experiencing anxiety. They would then examine the underlying judgment. Am I predicting a future event that is not yet here and may never happen? Am I focusing on something outside my control? By separating themselves from the emotion, by holding it up to the light of reason, they can then choose to act constructively, perhaps by focusing on what can be done in the present moment, or by letting go of the need to control the uncontrollable future. This applies equally to anger. Imagine someone unfairly criticizes you. The surge of anger is natural, but sovereignty means you don't have to lash out. You can acknowledge the anger, feel its heat, and then reason. What will acting on this anger achieve? Will it improve the situation? Will it align with my ideal self? Often, the answer is no. By observing the anger without becoming it, you can choose a more virtuous response, calm communication, silent reflection, or simply walking away. One powerful Stoic tool for cultivating this sovereignty is premeditation malorum, the premeditation of evils. This isn't morbid pessimism. It's a mental exercise to prepare your mind for potential difficulties. By contemplating challenges, losses, or misfortunes before they occur, you mentally rehearse your virtuous response. When the actual event transpires, you've already softened the emotional blow. You've thought through how you want to react, rather than being caught off guard by impulsive passions. This practice transforms potential shocks into anticipated events, allowing you to meet them with a calmer, more prepared mind. Cultivating emotional sovereignty is a lifelong practice. It means developing a healthy distance from your immediate emotional reactions, not to deny them, but to engage with them critically. It's about asking, what is this emotion telling me? Is it based on a rational judgment? Is acting on it aligned with my values of wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? By doing so, you reclaim the reins of your inner life, ensuring that your emotions serve as guides, not as tyrannical masters. This is the essence of true inner strength. Not being emotionless, but being wisely in control of your emotional responses. It's about turning emotional reactions into deliberate, thoughtful actions, creating a powerful pause between what's thrown at you and how you respond. 4. Guard your inner calm like gold, following the mastery of emotions. The fourth secret emphasizes the supreme value of your inner calm. The Stoics regarded tranquility, ataraxia, as a priceless treasure, not merely a pleasant state, but a strategic advantage, a protective shield against the world's relentless assault. In our hyper-connected, hyper-stimulated world, inner calm is perhaps more elusive and thus more valuable than ever before. Imagine a storm raging outside. Waves crash against the shore, winds howl, debris flies. If your house has a strong foundation, sealed windows, and a sturdy roof, you remain untouched, relatively serene within. Your inner calm is that secure house. When external chaos mounts, economic uncertainty, social unrest, personal setbacks, those who lack an inner fortress are tossed and turned, their minds becoming as turbulent as the storm itself. They lose perspective, make rash decisions, and squander their energy on worry and agitation. For the Stoic, calmness isn't weakness or apathy. It is a profound display of strength. It signals that your peace is not dependent on external circumstances, but on your internal disposition. Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. This power is most evident in your ability to maintain composure when everything around you screams for panic. How do you guard this gold? It begins with understanding what truly disrupts your calm. Often, it's not the event itself, but our judgment about the event. The news report isn't inherently distressing. It's our interpretation of its implications that causes anxiety. The rude comment isn't intrinsically harmful. It's our belief that it diminishes our worth that causes anger. By applying the dichotomy of control, secret 1, and the power of the pause, secret 2, you begin to neutralize these triggers. Beyond these fundamental practices, actively guarding your calm involves conscious choices about your environment and habits. This might mean setting boundaries, protecting your time, attention, and mental space from energy vampires, excessive demands, or overwhelming information. Learning to say no to commitments that don't align with your values. Mindful engagement. Approaching tasks with full attention rather than multitasking, which often fragments your focus and creates internal static. Single tasking allows for deeper work and a quieter mind. Limiting consumption. Being deliberate about what news, social media, and entertainment you consume. Just as you guard what you put into your body, guard what you put into your mind. Filter out the noise that doesn't serve your growth or contribute to your peace. creating pockets of silence, deliberately carving out time each day for quiet reflection, meditation, or simply being without external input. In a world saturated with noise, silence becomes a radical act of self-preservation. Practicing gratitude, focusing on what is good, what you have, rather than what is lacking or what might go wrong. Gratitude naturally shifts your internal state towards contentment and away from agitation. When you guard your inner calm, you protect your mind from unnecessary battles. You preserve your energy for what truly matters, allowing you to think more clearly, act more effectively, and navigate challenges with greater resilience. This tranquility is not a luxury. It is the bedrock upon which all other Stoic virtues are built. It is the priceless treasure that protects your mind, ensuring that the storms of life, while they may rage outside, cannot breach the walls of your inner fortress. 6. Practice the strength of silent reflection. In a world addicted to external validation and constant noise, the fifth secret, the strength of silent reflection, stands as a radical act of self-possession. For the Stoic, introspection is not merely a pleasant pastime, but a rigorous daily discipline, a vital sharpening of the inner sword. It is in the quiet chambers of your own mind that you truly come to know yourself, to confront your judgments, and to plot your course with wisdom. We are bombarded by opinions, trends, and distractions designed to pull our attention outwards. Social media screams for our engagement. News cycles demand our outrage, and the endless pursuit of external achievements overshadows the need for internal growth. But without dedicated time for silent reflection, we risk living an unexamined life. As Socrates famously put it, a life driven by impulse, external forces, and unacknowledged biases, rather than by conscious choice and virtue. The Stoics understood that true wisdom begins with self-awareness. How can you navigate the world virtuously if you don't understand your own inner landscape, your fears, your desires, your prejudices, your strengths, and your weaknesses? Silent reflection provides the arena for this crucial self-examination. Journaling as a core practice. One of the most powerful forms of silent reflection is journaling. This isn't about recounting the day's events. It's about engaging in a dialogue with yourself, challenging your assumptions, and dissecting your reactions. Morning pages, premeditation. Many Stoics began their day with reflection. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, was essentially journaling. Before the day's chaos begins, you can set intentions, contemplate potential challenges, and mentally rehearse how you will apply Stoic principles. Ask yourself, what challenges might I face today, and how can I meet them with wisdom and courage? What virtues do I want to embody? This prepares your mind, much like a warrior, mentally, walking through a battle strategy before stepping onto the field. Evening review. This is perhaps even more critical. At the end of the day, sit down and review your actions, thoughts, and emotions. Epictetus advised his students to reflect on 3 questions. What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What did I omit that I should have done? This isn't about self-flagellation, but objective self-assessment. Did you apply the dichotomy of control? Did you harness the power of the pause? Did you guard your calm? Where did you fall short? Where did you excel? What did you learn? This daily audit allows you to learn from your experiences, correct your course, and build incrementally towards a more virtuous life. The power of solitude. Silent reflection also emphasizes the importance of solitude. In a world where being alone is often seen as a problem to be fixed with distraction, the Stoic embraces it as an opportunity. Solitude is not loneliness, It is the fertile ground where self-knowledge blossoms. It's in the quiet moments, away from the demands and expectations of others, that you can hear your own inner voice, untainted by external noise. It allows you to process emotions, clarify thoughts, and connect with your deepest values without interruption. By making silent reflection a non-negotiable part of your daily routine, you are actively fortifying your inner world. You are sharpening your moral compass, developing an unshakable inner resilience, and gaining clarity that cuts through the superficiality of modern life. This practice doesn't just reveal who you are. It actively shapes who you are becoming. A self-aware, deliberate, and truly unbreakable individual. It's a profound strength, often hidden, that protects your mind from unnecessary battles and ensures you navigate life with purpose. S16. Choose your battles with wisdom. The sixth secret, choose your battles with wisdom, is a direct consequence of understanding the dichotomy of control, cultivating emotional sovereignty, and the invaluable practice of silent reflection. It's about recognizing that not every perceived slight deserves your energy. Not every argument merits your engagement, and not every conflict is yours to resolve. This principle liberates immense amounts of mental and emotional energy, allowing you to focus on what truly matters. In our modern, interconnected world, it's easier than ever to feel perpetually provoked. Social media debates, passive-aggressive emails, office gossip, family disagreements. The opportunities for conflict are endless. Our default inclination, often fueled by ego, is to respond, to defend, to correct, to prove our point. But the Stoics teach us that true strength lies not in winning every argument, but in discerning which battles are worth fighting at all. And often, the wisest choice is no battle at all. One of the profound insights of Stoicism is that the way others treat you is often more a mirror of their own nature than a reflection of your worth. When someone insults you, speaks ill of you, or acts unjustly, their actions reveal more about their own character, their own struggles, their own unexamined beliefs, than they do about you. To internalize their negativity, to let it disturb your peace, is to give them power over your inner world. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself that the wrongdoer is primarily harming themselves through their unvirtuous actions. This isn't about being a doormat or ignoring injustice. It's about strategic non-engagement. It's about recognizing the cost-benefit analysis of every potential conflict. Consider the cost. Engaging in a pointless argument drains your time, energy, and peace. It can escalate animosity, damage relationships, and pull you away from your true purpose. Is the satisfaction of being right worth that cost? Consider the control. Is the outcome of this battle truly within your control? Can you genuinely change someone's deeply held opinion through a heated debate? Often, you can only control your own reaction and your own words, not their reception or transformation. Consider your values. Does engaging in this battle align with your core Stoic virtues, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance? Is it a just fight? Is it courageous to walk away from petty squabbles to preserve your peace? Or is it cowardly? Often, true courage lies in restraint. When to withdraw is when it's outside your control, if someone is determined to misunderstand you, or if their negative behavior is deeply ingrained, your efforts might be futile. Let go of the need to control their perception or actions. When it's a matter of opinion versus fact, many arguments are simply clashes of subjective opinions. There's no objective winner. only wasted breath and fractured relationships. When it jeopardizes your tranquility, your inner calm, secret 4, is a non-negotiable asset. If engaging in a conflict means sacrificing that, then it's a battle not worth fighting. When to engage, when your core values are truly at stake. If a situation demands a stand for justice, integrity, or the well-being of others, then a Stoic acts with courage and conviction, but still with reason, not impulsive anger. When you can genuinely make a difference, if your voice or action can lead to a positive, concrete outcome, then it's a battle to consider. When it's about protecting yourself or those you care about. This is not about ego, but about reasonable self-preservation and care. The wisdom of choosing your battles means developing a keen sense of discernment. It means cultivating the inner strength to walk away, to let things go, to tolerate the imperfections of others without letting them infect your inner state. It's recognizing that silence can be a more powerful response than words, and that sometimes the greatest victory is achieved not by fighting, but by refusing to engage at all. This choice is not born of weakness, but of profound self-respect and a commitment to preserving your most valuable asset, your inner peace. It frees you from the endless pursuit of external validation, guiding you to choose your fights with wisdom, not pride or impulse. 7. Fortify your mind every single day. The final and arguably most crucial secret to staying unbreakable is the relentless, consistent practice of fortifying your mind every single day. Stoicism is not a philosophy to be merely studied. It is a way of life to be lived, a discipline to be practiced, day in and day out, like a warrior sharpening their sword. Your inner fortress isn't built in a single moment of epiphany. It's constructed brick by brick, habit by habit, through deliberate, conscious effort. Think of your mind as a garden. If left untended, it will be overrun by weeds, unexamined thoughts, negative emotions, external distractions. To cultivate a resilient garden, you must daily prune, water, weed, and nurture. Similarly, to cultivate an unbreakable mind, you must engage in daily mental exercises, constantly reinforcing the principles we've discussed. This daily fortification isn't about grand gestures. It's about the cumulative power of small, consistent acts of self-discipline and reflection. Morning routine, setting the stage. Mindful awakening. Instead of immediately grabbing your phone, take a few moments to simply be. Breathe. Feel your presence, intentions and premeditatio malorum. Before the world rushes in, mentally rehearse your day. What challenges might arise? How will you meet them with virtue, with patience, courage, and understanding? Seneca often advised thinking about the day's potential difficulties. Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life. This isn't pessimism, it's preparation. It blunts the shock of adversity by mentally rehearsing your response, allowing you to react with reason, not panic. Affirmation of values. Remind yourself of your core values: wisdom, justice, courage, temperance. How will you embody these today in your interactions, your work, your choices? Gratitude practice. Take a moment to genuinely appreciate what you have: your health, your loved ones, the simple fact of being alive. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to anxiety and discontent, anchoring your mind in the present and in abundance. Throughout the day, mindful application. Dichotomy of control check-ins. Periodically pause and ask yourself, is what I'm focusing on right now within my control? If not, consciously redirect your attention to what is. power of the pause in action. Whenever a trigger arises, frustration, anger, anxiety, actively implement the pause. Breathe, observe, and choose your response rather than reacting impulsively. Mindful presence. Engage fully in whatever you are doing. Whether it's a conversation, a work task, or a simple chore, bring your full attention to it. This cultivates focus and reduces mental clutter. Stoic readings. Carry a small Stoic text or have quotes accessible. A quick read during a coffee break can recenter your perspective. Evening routine, learning and growth. Evening review, journaling, as discussed in Secret 5. Revisit your day. Where did you act virtuously? Where did you fall short? What could you have done better? This isn't self-criticism, but objective learning. Premeditation for tomorrow. Briefly consider what tomorrow might bring and how you plan to meet it. Quiet reflection. Allow yourself time for undirected thought, processing the day, and simply being present before sleep. The concept of ascesis, spiritual exercises. Beyond daily mental routines, Stoics also engaged in ascesis, which translates to spiritual exercises or training. This involves voluntarily practicing discomfort or self-discipline to strengthen the mind. Voluntary discomfort. This might mean taking a cold shower, fasting for a short period, walking instead of driving, or temporarily giving up a luxury. These practices remind you that you are not dependent on external comforts, and that you can endure mild hardship, building mental resilience against future involuntary difficulties. Practicing poverty simplicity. Mentally, or even physically imagining losing everything you have. This helps you appreciate what you possess and realize that your true well-being is not tied to external possessions, making you less vulnerable to loss. This daily conscious effort to fortify your mind transforms obstacles into stepping stones toward resilience. It's like building mental calluses. Each day you show up, each time you apply a Stoic principle, each moment you choose reason over impulse, you strengthen your inner fortress. This cumulative practice doesn't just make you resilient, it makes you unbreakable. It's a testament to the fact that true freedom lies not in controlling the unpredictable world outside, but in refusing to be controlled by it. So there you have it, the 7 profound secrets, practiced by the greatest minds of antiquity, now laid bare for you. From mastering the dichotomy of control to harnessing the power of the pause, from cultivating emotional sovereignty to guarding your inner calm like gold, from practicing silent reflection to choosing your battles with wisdom, and finally, to fortifying your mind every single day. These are the timeless blueprints for an unshakable spirit. This isn't about becoming emotionless or indifferent. It's about becoming profoundly human, deeply reflective, and utterly resilient. It's about realizing that while the world will continue to throw its chaos at you, you possess the innate power, through conscious choice and disciplined practice, to stand firm, untouched by the storms that uproot others. As Epictetus wisely taught, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. True freedom isn't found in seeking to control the unpredictable world outside. It is found in refusing to be controlled by it. It's found in the unwavering strength of a mind that has built its own fortress, brick by conscious brick, day by deliberate day. Now the question isn't whether you've heard these secrets, but whether you will embody them. What single Stoic secret, what one practice will you commit to fortifying in your own life, starting today, to begin building your unshakable inner fortress? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if this message resonated with you, please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Stoic wisdom to guide your journey.